Welcome to the DNC Real Estate Show. I'm D.
I'm C.
Hi, everybody. Good to see everybody. I guess this is day 400 and whatever. I don't know.
400,362,299 days.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
quarantine.
Too many days in quarantine. Well, our topic today is a very interesting one. And we're going to kind of lean toward these lender in regards to this question here. When is a good time to refi? My code always been when clients ask me, when should I refi? Typically, what I've been told, and through all over these years, it has to be at least 1%. At least 1% or more. Or it's really not worth it because all the cost that's associated with, with closing a refi.
Sure.
So some people use it to shorten the lifespan, from a 30-year fix to 15. So can you tell me as a lender, when is a good time to refi from a real estate, now a lender professional that I know been in the game for a while, when is a good time to refi?
Well, kind of like your real estate comment, when's a good time to buy? It's always a good time to refinance.
No, it's not. Hold up.
It depends. David, it depends on what you're looking to accomplish.
Okay.
Even if rates are up, some people may be looking to cash out. So it really depends on what you're looking to accomplish when you refinance. Let's talk about when you can refinance. Because if you just bought your house, anytime within that first year, we're going to look at using the purchase price of that property as the value versus using the new appraised value.
Okay.
So if you've accrued some equity, put some sweat equity into the property, you're going to need to wait 12 months before you can actually refinance that property.
Okay.
So now let's talk about some other things that you want to look at. Is your loan an FHA loan or is it a conventional loan? That makes a big difference because if your loan is an FHA loan, you have a couple different options to do a streamline, work it without the appraisal. But the big thing is now they've come out with this FHA worksheet where they are going to use your payoff and a couple other factors to factor in what your maximum loan to value is going to be. So you can't go beyond those numbers. So in a lot of cases, you end up raising the interest rate or bringing cash to the table. So that's the other thing to keep in mind is with an FHA loan. Now, what we try to do is maybe take you out of that FHA loan so you no longer have to pay private mortgage insurance or reduce private mortgage insurance factor and put you into a conventional loan. So some things that people don't know about an FHA loan is that private mortgage insurance stays on that loan for the life of the loan. It doesn't drop off at 80% like your conventional loan does. Another thing to keep in mind is...
But can you apply and say, hey, I'm at 80%, can you apply unless you do a conventional? So it has to be a conventional.
There's no getting that private mortgage insurance off if you have an FHA loan.
Okay.
So another thing to keep in mind is I do a lot of chattel loans.
Okay.
So a lot of the folks that we do for you don't need down payment assistance, but that down payment assistance is really becoming a big issue now because March of this year, chattel stopped doing what they call a subordination agreement, which is just a fancy word for keeping your second in place and allowing you to refinance your first mortgage. So if you have a chattel loan, you actually have to satisfy that second or grant that you have before you can refinance. Okay. So as we know, we're gaining equity at a pretty large percentage here in the metropolitan area. So if you gain enough equity, you can pay off that second. But what we primarily try to do is put you into a conventional loan so that private mortgage insurance is going to drop off. Conventional wisdom for sure is, hey, I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to drop at least 1 point in interest because I want to save on my monthly payment.
Right.
However, if you're looking to do a cash out transaction, most people are looking to pay off credit card debt, which is 18 to 25%. Okay. Looking to pay off a car loan, which in most cases is only amortized for 48 or 60 months. So you may have a $20,000 car loan. It may even be as low as 3 or 4%, but your payment may be more like $350 or $400.
Okay.
If you roll that into your mortgage, it's going to be stretched out over a longer term.
Right.
And then your monthly obligation is going to be considerably less.
Yeah, but you're paying a lot more money too.
Sure, you're absolutely paying more interest. So you really need to sit down with your mortgage professional, like me, and get a better idea of what's important to you. Is it more important to have a lower overall monthly payment? Is it more important to shorten your term on the mortgage when you get ready to refinance? Or are you mostly interested in paying less interest? So that's why I say it's always a great time to refinance. It just depends on what you're looking to accomplish.
Because my rule of thumb, which I always tell my clients, if you're not going to stay in there at least 5 years and don't have save at least 1%, I just tell them, I don't think you should do it. But I think, just like you said, it's always emergency. You have so much debt, but you have some equity to eliminate that. You have special situations. But if you really don't need it, and you shouldn't cash out, I would just want to go get that BMW just to look good. and you know, yeah. So, people like you got them BMW rolling out there. So, my rule of thumb is at least minimum 1% or more. Sure. Ideally you want 2%, ideally. But 1% or more, and stay in your home at least 5 years, because the cost that's associated with that, sometimes it's 2 to 5%, depends on who you're dealing with.
Sure.
And, and a lot of times I tell people also too, I was like, check with your bank that you already have the mortgage with already, because a lot of times they be having specials going on at that time.
Sure.
I did a refi a long time ago, and I'm not pushing Wells Fargo did. I had a refi for $750. That was it.
Sure.
When they have specials like that and something that's going on,
you want to take advantage.
You want to take advantage of it instead of it costing you $5,000, that money you'll lose, kind of.
Sure.
So talk with your lender professional here. He can kind of give you an update on what you need to do, because he knows what he's doing. He can crack the numbers with you and find out what's the best interest for you. So why don't you give me your information?
Well, before we do that, let's talk about today's situation, because now we have people that are furloughed at home.
Okay.
Their debt's going up.
True.
Over the last 35, 45 days, maybe they had to live off of their credit cards. Maybe they had to do some loans.
Yeah, but you can't get a loan anyway. Think about it. You can't get a loan anyway, because if you furloughed, they ain't going to give you a loan anyway. So
those are some effects that are coming into right now. And for those folks that are in forbearance now, there was a rule that you had to wait 12 months before you could actually do a refinance. Fannie and Freddie are working on some new guidelines now so that people that are in forbearance can make some changes. So just keep your ear to the ground. There are going to be some changes coming up. I'm going to share with you my information, because I love to visit with you about refinancing, just to figure out if now's a good time for you or not. Calvin with Fairway Independent Mortgage. Direct is 720-364-9726. Apply online at loansbycalvin.com. Google me on Facebook at Loans by Calvin, and also check out my YouTube channel at Loans by Calvin. How about you, David?
David Babineau, Caldwell Banker Residential Brokerage. Phone number is 303-903-0395. Or you can go to my website, mynewhomeincolorado.com, or go to social media with me, The Real Estate Man 24/7. Have a blessed day, everyone.
Everybody be safe out there.
Bye-bye.